What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, we are going to be unpacking Iron Helm's Dungeon Deck number 2, the Howling Abyss. This pack comes with 18 dungeon cards, and we are going to get right into opening this pack up. So this is going to probably be a pretty quick video, guys. This pack right here is just a replacement for the dungeon cards that come in the base game of Iron Helm. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at these right here. Set this off to the side, and let me shimmy this off. Yeah, so this is basically going to replace the dungeon pack, right? So you have the 18 card dungeon deck in Iron Helm, and if you want to change it up and add some variety to the game, you can use these cards instead, and check that out right there. As you can see, the artwork is different. You got like a blue wall instead of green, and an iron door. You got some green creepy eyes peering through it there. Sword leaning up against the wall, some gold coins on the ground, some skulls hanging from a rope. Very cool looking, and there you go. So yeah, there's 18 of these dungeon cards, and we can check some of them out here. So I'm sure some of these are probably maybe similar to the cards that come in the original dungeon pack, and then you have new ones also. So I can already see right off the bat, this is a new card, Savage Encounter. Check that out right there, guys. Savage Encounter. So yeah, we'll go through a few of these so you guys can see exactly what you're getting in this pack. So if you choose this as the first path that you go to, it says, before you stands a formidable foe. Draw 2 enemy cards and discard the enemy with less health. You must fight the remaining enemy, adding the dungeon level +1 to their health. If tied, the player chooses. Wow, so that forces you to fight a stronger enemy. If you choose it as the second one, it says, there is no escaping this vile creature. Draw 4 enemy cards and discard the 3 enemies with the least health. You must fight the remaining enemy that has the most health, adding the dungeon level +3 to their health, and if tied, the player chooses. Wow, dude, that's crazy. So, Savage Encounter right there. Then we've got the False Idol. Check that out. That's also a brand new card right here. The False Idol. It says, your eyes lock onto a huge evil statue carved into the wall. It is begging to be worshipped. What shall you do? You can either beg for power, which will move you down 1 space on the morality track and gain 2 energy and 1 loot card. You can beg for wealth, where you move down 1 space on the morality track, gain 2 gold and 1 potion card. You can beg for life. You'll move down 1 space on the morality track, gain 2 health and 1 ration. Or you can ignore the False Idol, move up 1 space on the morality track, and lose 1 health. Very interesting. So a new way to interact with the morality track with the False Idol. We have the Altar. We also had the Altar in the original pack as well, in the original dungeon deck, but it looks like this one is a little bit different. It gives you some extra choices here. So it says, sometimes a sanctuary is found in the least expected place. You stumble to the altar and pray for a blessing, strength, healing, or a favor. If you pray for a blessing, you'll gain a blessing token, just like in the original altar card. Or you could pray for strength. You'll gain 2 energy. You could pray for healing. Discard D6 minus D6 poison tokens. That's also one of the options on the original altar card. Or you can pray for favor and move up 1 space on the morality track. So there we go. Another way of interacting with the morality track there with the brand new altar card. We also have an ambush. I'm not sure if these are different. I'll check over this. It says, you catch your foe by surprise and gain the upper hand, just like on the regular ambush. You draw an enemy card and you ignore their initial damage. Add 3 damage to your first attack. Whoa, okay. Interesting. You add 3 damage to your first attack, and you add the dungeon level to the enemy's health. Okay. And then for the second option, your foe catches you by surprise, gaining the upper hand. You draw an enemy card and add the dungeon level to their initial damage, and you add the dungeon level +5 to their health. So there we go, a little bit of a different ambush. A little bit of a different ambush there. I like how some of the cards are the same, but they're adding a spin on the original version. Then you have the new Skirmish. Check that out right there. You got the new Skirmish. I know I said this would be a short video, but I wasn't anticipating there being this much difference to the cards here. So yeah, I'll go through these for you guys. So the Skirmish card says, as the first choice, you draw your weapon and you are ready for battle. You draw an enemy card and you add the dungeon level to their health. Okay, and then for the second option, you are taken off guard and stumble for your weapon. You draw an enemy card and you add the dungeon level +4 to their health, and you gain 1 extra bonus gold if you defeat this enemy. Interesting. So a little bit different than the original skirmish card right there. We've got the Mushroom Grove. A brand new Mushroom Grove card. It says if you have it says as the first choice, you have located a grove of young mushrooms. It looks like you roll a 6-sided dice. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you gain 1 poison. Ooh, you get some nasty mushrooms. If you roll a 3 or a 4, you gain 1 ration. If you roll a 5 or a 6, you gain 2 rations. If you pick this as the second card, you find yourself standing in a grove of mature mushrooms. If you roll a 1 or 2, you gain 1 ration. A 3 or 4, you gain 2 rations. And if you roll a 5 or a 6, you gain 3 rations from this new Mushroom Grove card. And that is pretty amazing. And we've got the new treasure card right there. This new treasure card, it says you find an open chest that has been recently looted. A single coin remains. You gain 1 gold, just like on the original treasure. But it looks like this second option is a little bit different. This chest must have been forgotten to time as it is brimming with loot. You can draw 1 loot card and 1 potion card, or you can gain D6 gold and 1 ration. So a new way to gain some rations and possibly 6 gold if you get lucky enough. So there you go right there, the new treasure card. Here's another ambush card. We already looked at that. Here's the arrow trap. It's a newer version of the arrow trap. I like that artwork there. It says, as the first choice, your curiosity with the ruby-eyed statue comes at a cost. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you gain 2 poison. Yikes. If you roll a 3 or 4, you gain 1 poison. A 5 or 6, you gain 0 poison. And then if you pick it as the second one, your greed has you walking blindly into a storm of arrows. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you gain 3 poison. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. If you roll a 3 or 4, you gain 2 poison. And a 5 or 6, you gain 1 poison. So there we go, the brand new arrow trap right there. Then we've got the Mystical Fountain. That is a new dungeon card right there, the Mystical Fountain. It says, before you stands a grand fountain. You are drawn to it by a potent allure. Your eyes wide open, you cup your hand and ladle the warm liquid to your lips. Interesting. Okay, so you go ahead and roll a 6-sided dice, and it says, if you roll a 1, you draw an enemy card, adding the dungeon level to its health. If you roll a 2, you immediately regret your actions, gain 1 poison. If you roll a 3, what luck, you find 1 gold. If you roll a 4, you suddenly feel quite refreshed and you gain 3 health. If you roll a 5, a gift is granted to you, gain 1 potion. And if you roll a 6, gain blessing tokens equal to your current dungeon level. Woo! So you want to find the mystical potion, the further into the dungeon you go, man. That's cool if you roll a 6, of course. That is really, really cool. There you go. The Mystical Fountain. And then we have a clearing. Of course, anything can happen in a clearing. You draw and resolve a plot card. There you go. But it looks like it's got some new artwork there. Big moon shining in the sky. Then we've got the campsite. A new version of the campsite. It says, you have spied a relatively quiet location to set up camp. It will not be long before you attract attention to yourself. Choose one of the following actions. You can cook, search, or rest, just like on the original card. If you cook, you spend 1 ration to gain 3 energy. If you search, you gain 1 ration and 1 gold. Unlike on the original, you just gain 1 ration. Now you also gain a gold. Or you can rest. You spend 1 ration to gain 3 health and lose 2 poison. I believe on the original one, it's you gain 2 health and lose 1 poison. But now you gain 3 health and lose 1 poison. So there you go. The new buffed campsite. Then we've got another savage encounter. The Archangel. Ooh, this is a new one. Archangel. Brand new card right here. Says, a flash of holy light causes you to freeze. When the brightness fades, you see the form of a woman with large wings. She has come to judge your deeds. Check your placement on the morality tracker and refer to the chart below. This is cool. I like this. All right, so if you have 4 or 5 morality, you gain 4 health. If you have 2 or 3 morality, you gain 2 health. If you have 1 morality, you gain 1 health. If you're at 0, nothing happens. If you have -1 morality, you lose a health. If you have -2 or -3 morality, you lose 2 health. And if you have -4 or -5 morality, you lose 4 health. Eee. So this makes it to where you really need to consider your decisions for those plot cards and some of the other cards in the game that are going to move you up or down on that morality track. I feel like this is a necessary addition to the game. That's amazing. Here we go. We got the new Merchant. That is the new Merchant card right there. Let's see what this guy's doing. says, deep in the dungeon seems like a strange place to set up shop, but who are you to question his sanity? You may take any number of the following actions. So you could buy, sell, or trade. So if you buy, to see what goods the merchant has, draw 3 loot and 2 potion cards. Interesting. So on the original merchant, it depended on what level of the dungeon you were on, would depend on how many loot and potion cards the merchant had available. But now it looks like just no matter where you are, he always has 3 loot and 2 potion cards. You can also sell. The merchant will buy any unwanted items from you for 1 gold each, just like the original merchant card. And now you can also trade. You may swap any single item you have with an item that the merchant has, as long as the item you give him has a greater value than the one you take. That is pretty cool right there. I like that a lot. So you can trade now. Very cool stuff. That is the new merchant, and we've got another skirmish, which we've already seen. We've got another ambush under here, which we've already seen, and the last card that we have is the Labyrinth. There you go. Here's the new version of the Labyrinth. If you choose it as the first card, it says, surely your cunning will see you out of this wizard's maze. Discard 1 ration. If you have no rations, lose 3 health, but you gain 1 gold. So it's just like the original Labyrinth, except this time you're going to gain a gold. And as the second option, it says, Drat, you cannot seem to find your way out. Seems like all the lore text on all of these cards has stayed the same, but the actual effects of what they do is different. It says, discard 2 rations, lose 3 health for each ration you cannot discard, just like on the original one. But then it also says, gain 1 potion. Interesting. So the Labyrinth is actually not nearly as bad as it was before. If I'm being honest, it seems like this might make the game slightly easier. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I know they have the Savage Encounter card in here and all that stuff, and there's also that Archangel card, so it's probably balanced out to make it pretty similar, but it does seem like some of the cards in here aren't quite as brutal as the old versions. But then again, to be fair, you also have stuff like, which one was it? It was the Arrow Trap, where you can gain even more poison now, so that is kind of tough to deal with. Yeah, so I don't know. It's pretty interesting. This is very interesting. I'm excited to check out the game with this new dungeon deck and see how that goes. But anyways, guys, there you go. That's all the stuff right there. That is the Howling Abyss Dungeon Deck number 2 for Iron Helm. If you're interested in picking this up for yourself, head over to thegamecrafter.com where you can pick up your copy of this as well as everything else for Iron Helm. This is not a sponsored video, but that's where you got to go if you want to purchase this stuff. So head over to thegamecrafter.com to get your hands on this stuff. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that thumbs up like button. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Click on that red subscribe button and then click the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload a brand new video. And if you want to see more unboxings of Iron Helm content, be sure to check out the other videos on my channel. I've unboxed everything at this point. This is the final pack for Iron Helm that I had to open. I opened up all the adventure packs. I opened up the loot and lore pack, the fanny pack, the Iron Chest expansion, as well as the base game of Iron Helm, so be sure to go check out all that stuff. I'll have playthroughs of Iron Helm coming very soon, as well as unboxings and playthroughs of more of Jason Glover's games like Gate, Tin Helm, and Dust Runner. Those are coming my way too. So if all that sounds interesting to you guys, be sure to subscribe and keep up with all the content coming your way. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch all of you guys in the next video. Have a good one, everybody. See ya.